Alrighty, grade 8s, welcome back to another exciting math video. Today we will be looking at lesson 4.3, the surface area of a right rectangular prism. Let's look at some of the key learnings. Hopefully what you will take away from today's lesson is, number one, the surface area of a right rectangular prism can be determined from its net, and I'll show you what they mean by that. And number two, the surface area of a right rectangular prism is the sum of the areas of its faces. I will also show you that. So let's look at a real life example here. So my daughter has a birthday coming up. I decided to buy her some sunglasses. So let's take a look at the lovely sunglasses I bought her right here. Aren't these cute? I think she'll look great in them. So I bought her these sunglasses. Now, here's my issue. I have to wrap them up because what I've realized is my daughter loves ripping open the wrapping paper, and that's her favorite part of the present. She actually doesn't even care what's inside it. She just likes ripping the paper. So I'm going to wrap these up for her. So the first thing I need to do is find a box that I can put these sunglasses in. And then once I have the box, I have to do the wrapping part, and that's what she really enjoys, ripping open. So I found this cute wrapping paper right here with all these hearts on it because I love my daughter so much. So I think this is a great wrapping paper. Now, there's a problem with this wrapping paper. I don't have a lot of it. So I want to make sure it can cover up the entire box because no one likes getting a present on their birthday with only half of it wrapped up. So if I don't have enough of this wrapping paper, that's going to be an issue. So let's figure out how much of this wrapping paper I need, and that's why we have to figure out the surface area of this box. So let's go look at this box here. So look at this box, top right hand corner, I'm circling it right here. I realize that this box is the perfect shape to fit the sunglasses that I bought for my daughter. So in my key learnings, we said that the surface area of a right rectangular prism can be determined from its net. So I need to go back here and I need to find the net. And look, I already took this out and I made the net. Does everybody agree this is the net? We learned that from previous math videos. So now I have this net. So apparently, now that I've made this box into a net, I can figure out the surface area. Well, how do I do that? Go back here. The surface area of a right rectangular prism, this is point number 2 I'm reading, is the sum of the areas of its faces. And now, we've learned this, we know this, grade 7, 8, that all of these, all of these faces, how many faces are there to this box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm going to actually go and cut these off here. I'm just going to, maybe, I know how here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. See, I'm just going to do that. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because what do you notice? How many shapes do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 shapes here. Now, what is each shape? They're different sizes, but they're the same shape. What are they? You're right. They're all rectangles. And there's something extra special about this. Take a look. Out of these 6 rectangles I have here, what do you notice about this one? Oh, I'm just going to move that one. What do you notice about that one and this one? Yeah, they're congruent. They're the exact same size and shape. Oh, what do you notice about the ones left here? Hey, look at this one and that one. Right beside each other. I'm going to move this one out. Oh, sorry. I'm going to move this one out of the way. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to move this one out of the way. What do you notice about all these pairs here? They're all congruent. That's going to make my life easier because I want to work smarter, not harder. Okay? So now, if I go back to my key learnings, I can figure out the surface area of this right rectangular prism by figuring out the sum of the areas. Okay, well, let's go here. I need to figure out the area of this face. And if I figure out the area of this face, I already know the area of this face. If I figure out the area of this face, I know the area of this face. And same here, if I figure out the area of this one, it's the same as this one. When I add them all up, that'll tell me the surface area of this right rectangular prism. Well, go over here. Here is my length units. This is my units of the box here. I know my length of the box is 1. I know my width is 2. My height is 7. So let's take a look over here. Move this out of the way. 1 by 2 by 7. That's the width of my box. So right over here, I know that this triangle, we'll call this A. So I'm going to go over here and start a new page. I know the area is equal to length times width, right? We've learned that from grade 4 on, I believe. So length times width. You can tell it's been a while since I made a video because my penmanship is not great. Well, going back over here, I know that 1 by 2 is the length and width of this. So I'll go over here and say 1 times 2. So I know the area of A, we'll call it shape A, is 2, in this case, centimeters. Oh, that's bad. Squared. All right. Now look over here. If I say that this is shape B right here, I don't have to recalculate. I just have to multiply this number by 2. So I know the area of A and B is actually equal to 2 times 2, 4 centimeters squared. Now I got to figure that out for area of, let's pick C, is equal to length times width. All right, let's go back to this drawing here. So let's call this one C. So I know, going back to my measurements, that it's 1 by, the tall one is 7. So 1 by 7. Well, that's easy enough to multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. So I know the area of one of those shapes is 7 centimeters squared. But I have 2 congruent shapes, so I have to multiply that by 2. So let's go over here, multiply it by 2. And I know now that the area of C and the letter D, that's so bad, sorry about that, but you get the idea if you're following along, is 7 times 2 is 14 centimeters squared. Almost done. I have 2 sides left. I have E and F. So let's just figure out the area of E is equal to length times width. And I go over here and get the dimensions. In this case, it's 2 by 7. So I go over here and say it's 7 times 2, which in this case is equal to 14 centimeters squared. But remember, there is 2 of these shapes here, that one and this one, and they're congruent, the same size, so I don't have to recalculate my area, I just have to multiply that by 2 to know that the area of side E and F is equal to 14 times 2, which is 28 centimeters squared. Now, take a look at my key learnings back here. The surface area of a right rectangle prism is the sum, and the sum means adding up of the areas of the faces. So now, all I have left to do, is add up 4 plus 14 plus 28. 20 plus 10 is 30. 8 plus 4 is 12. So that would be 42. Plus 4 is 46 centimeters squared. Ladies and gentlemen, that is as easy as figuring out the surface area of a right rectangular prism. Now, I need to know back here is